Welcome back to Talking Point Tuesday, the PFA's bite-sized discussion of issues impacting Australian football. The sun has set on another A-League season and all eyes have turned towards the Socceroos in Russia, but for dozens of players, the real drama begins now as their contracts expire and they and their families enter an uncertain and anxious time. This might always be the unfortunate reality for some players at this time of year, but this year close to 40% of players will be unemployed on June 1. In fact, this season set numerous unwanted records regarding player churn due to the ineffective design of our labour market. A record high 63% of players were coming off contract at the closure of the January transfer window. 40% of players were only in the first year at their current club, and the average time players have spent at their current club is just 2.4 seasons. In addition, more than half of players have been in the A-League for less than 3 seasons, and more than half of players under 20 have a year or less remaining on their contracts. Stats are stats, but consider the stories of those who suffer. Young men who have dedicated their lives to our game, like Stefan Nigro, who wins a grand final then is put out in the cold, and Jacob Melling, who 4 clubs have judged to be good enough to play in the league, yet has had to uproot his life year after year, chasing the next contract, all this before his 23rd birthday. The unacceptable level of churn harms not just players, but the clubs and the league as well. Clubs are striving to maintain a compelling connection with their fans, but fans are just as likely to see their favourite players scoring against them as for them next season. The relationship between squad stability and performance has been highlighted by research from Ben Darwin and the CIES Football Observatory, and the living proof of Sydney FC. So the quality of the league as a whole, which is so often a target of its detractors, is also hampered by this out-of-control churn. Clearly, clubs already have some incentives to offer longer contracts, but the evidence shows that the forces pushing for shorter deals are much stronger. Removing the salary cap's arbitrary restrictions would free clubs to plan more effectively, and incentivising them to offer longer contracts with, for instance, the introduction of a transfer system, would help tip the scales towards a more stable employment framework and a higher quality product.